Good evening, District 56. I know you are surprised that you're not seeing Elizabeth Ruiz. I am substituting for her this evening because she is in the mid-year training in Las Vegas. What a great place to have a training. Oh my goodness. Wish I were there myself. I am Xenia Ship, part of the Club Growth Director team, and I am the Club News Source Research Chair. My role is to work closely with our Club Growth Director to ensure that areas in District 56 have a Toastmasters club. That is my role. We also have other members from our team. I'll introduce Pam McCown. Pam, please introduce your role on our team.
Welcome everyone to Marketing Mondays. I am the Club Extension Chair this year. That just means that I will look at leads and try to make them into clubs. From lead to prospect to chartered club, and make sure that they have sponsors, and then hand the baton over to Troy Rocket to fill in the mentors. So if you have a club lead, if you are working in a company that does not have a Toastmasters club, I want to know about it. Let's get one in there. Back to you, Xenia.
Hey, thanks, Pam. And next is Troy Rocket. Troy, tell us about your role on the Club Growth Director team.
Sure. Hello, Xenia and fellow Toastmasters. I'm Troy Rocket, your District 56 Club Quality Chair. I read this quote today that states, mentoring is creating a path which inspires others to follow. Our district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. And mentors are trailblazers who create that path to excellence. And my role as quality chair is to support the hard work of our club mentor training team that advises and trains our new club mentors how to encourage and inspire new clubs to exhibit excellence at every meeting. I encourage each of you or your fellow officers to invest in the future of District 56 by volunteering to be a new club mentor. Back to you, Xenia.
Last but not least, we have David Bell. Tell us about your role, David.
Mr. Last but not least, I'm here to tell you I'm the Club Retention Chair this year. I'm responsible for club coaches. Two of them on the call tonight, Andy Rennie and Keith Romaine. Thank you very much for your service to District 56. We also have responsibility for our campaigns throughout the year. We're about to start one February the 1st. It's called Talk Up Toastmasters Membership Building Award. You get 5 new members and you get treats. You get a ribbon, you get a 10% discount to the store, and then there's a surprise from District 56. So I encourage you to join in on the membership campaign, which begins February the 1st.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this evening. For those of you who've just joined, Elizabeth Ruiz is not with us this evening because she's in training. So no telling what great ideas she's going to bring with her next Monday. You are in for a treat this evening. Carol Warren, past distinguished district director, has been a Toastmaster since 2014. When she was a District 56 district director, her regional advisor was Heather Perkins, who joins her today. They will share tried and true club marketing strategies for club growth. Please help me welcome Cheryl and Heather.
Thank you so much, Xenia, and thank you for the opportunity to bring nuggets to our family. Here with me tonight, as you alluded to, Heather Perkins was my trio region advisor. Just a little bit about Heather. She is the immediate past District 45 director. Obviously, she's a distinguished Toastmaster, but here she's a long-term Toastmaster. She served twice as District 45 governor and once as the district director. So those of you that know the difference know how long she's served. She has served in all district leadership positions. Heather was also the inaugural region advisor for Region 9. She served as region advisor a second time, 2018-2019, my year as district director, but this time for the southern half of Region 5. Heather is a member of a club that has achieved President's Distinguished 23 years in a row. She has served successfully several times as a club coach. That speaks to the magnitude of what she has in store for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, family, please help me welcome Heather Perkins.
Thank you, Cheryl, for that. When Cheryl talks about me being district governor twice, district director once, region advisor twice, I tell people it's because I'm a slow learner. I have to keep things to try to get it right. And you know, even when you do things multiple times, you still think, I could have done that better. And it's no different when it comes to trying to grow your club. You do all the things and you think, I could have done it better. Now, Cheryl mentioned that one of my clubs has achieved President's Distinguished for the last 23 years. I want to tell you, we didn't always manage that. There was at one point when we were close to just disappearing altogether. It took a lot of work to get there, and it takes a lot of work to stay there. So there's two components of club strength that I'm sure you know, and it's member retention and member recruitment. Who can give me a reason why member retention is important?
Well, it's pretty obvious you don't have a healthy club if you don't have enough people to fill all the roles.
Right?
And speak.
Good to have, oh, yeah, it's good to have people with tenure so they can help the newer members as well.
Yeah, you need that experience to help new members. You want to maintain some continuity, and you have to recruit that many fewer members. And I'm going to show you some examples where later on where member retention is important, or it will demonstrate the importance of it. In member recruitment, other than for the numbers, why else do we want to recruit members?
The reason why we want to recruit members is because we've all been through something. We've all struggled. Like the first day of Toastmasters, we all think, man, people are really going to judge us and hurt us, but this is not true. Toastmasters is here to help us and to encourage us to do better, and it's not like what the world is. Toastmasters is far opposite. We won't judge people, we won't criticize people, and we want to help people grow.
Right, that's good, Robert. And new members bring new ideas, new vitality. If you're in a club that doesn't have any new members, after a while, things start to stagnate. I remember a long time ago, Ted Wood, who later, at the time, he was international director and went on to become international president. Ted was visiting our district. He's told me that he belonged to a club that had a small membership, and they were quite happy with it. Until one time they did a backward meeting. When they did that backward meeting, they realized how well they knew each other because they knew what mistakes each other was going to make. That made them realize the importance of recruiting some new members. So before COVID, we kind of recruited through personal invites, through website, and through various forms of social media. Is there anyone that used any other methods of recruiting pre-COVID?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah.
Flyers.
Flyers, mhm.
Open houses.
Open houses, yeah, but open houses are, you have to recruit to get to the open house, but it's something to demonstrate what you're doing.
We put cards on a bulletin board in a coffee shop.
Okay, good. Good. So now post-COVID, how do you recruit?
Social media, the website, word of mouth.
Yeah, basically, it's the same way. Things really haven't changed, but you will notice that I've got them in a different order. I think since COVID, when with clubs going online and now hybrid, people think social media, it's the only way to do it. We have to do social media. One of the clubs I'm in, we had an open house last Wednesday. We had 5 guests at that open house. This is a small club with 10 members, so 5 guests, that's pretty good. Every one of them came as a personal invitation from one of the members. We lose sight of the importance of the personal invitation. It is every bit as important in this day of online and hybrid meetings as it was when we met only in person. I find it easier to invite people to an online meeting than I did to the in-person meeting, because I don't have to worry about where they're located. It's easy for them to jump onto the meeting. So let's not lose sight of that personal invitation. When you're using, well, when you're recruiting, but particularly with social media, you only get one chance to make a first impression. And that first impression can have a lasting effect. And how long do you think you have to make that first impression? Three seconds. Yep, I saw Jonetta have 3 fingers up there. That's right, 3 seconds. It used to be about 7 seconds, but now with social media, 3 seconds. That's not very long. We need to be sure that with our social media, we're finding ways to make that good first impression. And one of the things that we have to look at is the messaging. You want to answer the questions of who, what, when, where, and why, and create message to excite and influence people to check out your club. If it's a long, drawn-out message that goes on and on and on, no one's going to read it. We'll talk about some of the aspects of that shortly, but it's got to be something that speaks to them and lets them know quickly what's in it for them. That's what people want to know, is what am I going to get out of this? You want headlines that matter. Is it emotional? Does it grab people's attention with, it speaks to them in some way? Do they see that value added? And does it tell them what's in it for them? You want to have a problem solution statement. That's an if then type statement. If you join, then you will do this. If you're using numbers, you don't want to have more than 5. Usually it's 3 to 5 that you'll see people more than 5, they become overwhelmed by it. And there are keywords that will get people more likely to click on your message. What do you think some of the keywords might be? Anita, if you're saying something, you're muted. I wasn't sure if you had a suggestion there.
Free.
Free, yes, free is a good one.
Food.
Food, yeah,
Fun.
fun.
Value.
Easy.
Opportunity.
So I think I had 2 people speak at one time there.
Easy.
Easy,
Yeah.
Opportunity.
opportunity, and a couple of others are secret, new, improved. Those are all words that will increase the click rate. Put those keywords in italics so that they stand out. Just another way of grabbing people's attention. You can use a headline generator, and in the little workbook that's been shared in chat, this link is there, so you don't need to worry about writing it down. It will generate a headline for you based on a bunch of information that you put in. I haven't used one myself, but our public relations manager uses them and finds them very effective. And there's also this headline emotion tester tool. And again, that link is in the handout. What this does is it tells you, it will look at your headline and say, what part does it appeal to? Is it intellectual? Is it emotional? Does it do this? And it will give you a score of up to 100%. So obviously the higher that you have, the better, so that that will be something that will attract people's attention. When you're posting, keep posts short. Now, we already mentioned that people aren't going to wade through a whole lot of text. Break posts up, like put a video, put a picture. I mean, you'll see every now and then somebody will put this, oh, I want to see who really reads my messages. And, they post it without a picture and say, but I remember somebody saying one time, watching her husband on the phone, and he's scrolling through and then suddenly he stops. And she said, well, why'd you stop on that one? He said, because there's a picture. Shows the importance of having the picture, or, as I say, a little video. Put a spin on it, like use some alliteration, wit, humor, rhyme it, just something that's a little bit different, that again is going to make it stand out from what other people might be doing. Mix it up, use different types of posts, different topics, put those little videos in every now and then. If you're putting a picture of your meeting, when it's an online meeting, and you take that picture, they all look the same. So if every one of your posts has that, what appears to be the same picture, it might be different people, but it doesn't stand out as being different. people aren't going to notice it as much. And engage, try to ask questions, but ensure that if somebody comments on it or asks a question of something that you have in it, that you respond to them right away. And if it is a negative response, take the high road. You can just say, thank you for your comment, and leave it at that. Don't try to do them in because they're trying to do you in. It does not go over well on social media. If you look at when to post, first one is how frequently should you post? Really, a minimum of once a week, preferably 3 times, and ideally once a day. Now, most of us just don't have the time to do that. If you've got a number of posts that you want to post in one day, make sure that you put several hours in between them. You don't want them all just one right after the other. And there are certain times when posts are more likely to be looked at, and that's 8 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. So you can plan to post at those times, and it will be more likely for you to get it or for people to look at it. Give it a booster shot, boost it. Now, it does cost to boost. In my district, we have an incentive for people for open houses. If they set it up as an event and they boost it, then they can get up to $25 back for boosting their post. But every now and then, it's good to invest a little bit to do that because it will be seen more widely. Get your members to share the post. You want them to comment on it, you want them to like it, but you want them to share it. The more people that share it, the greater the likelihood of it being seen, the more people you're going to reach. I remember at one point with my club, we'd put something on and nobody would share it, and we'd have, 26 people reached. And then one time we had a post about a new member being inducted, and he put it on. He obviously had a much better network than I do. We were suddenly up over 1,000 reach from that one person sharing it. If you can get everybody in your club to share it, you're just going to get that much more exposure. And use a scheduler. A scheduler will allow you to you can do a bunch of posts at one time and so you can say you want it at 8 a.m. or 5 p.m. or whatever the case might be, and you want it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or that way you don't have to remember, gotta get that stupid post up there. There are a number of different schedulers that you can use. And this is just an example. This is Buffer. It's what our public relations manager uses. You can schedule it right within Facebook as well. I think maybe this one gives her a bit more flexibility. A few things about your posts: check your spelling. If you've got all this wonderful information and then you've got Toastmasters spelled incorrectly or your club name spelled incorrectly or something, you lose your audience. Make sure that people like and share it. Take the high road, as I mentioned. And in this day and age, if it's for an online club or a hybrid club, make sure you put time zones in there. In my district, we're dealing with Atlantic time and Eastern time. Now, of course, people could be coming from anywhere, but we're always pretty used to putting in the time zone because of the fact that we're dealing with 2 time zones whenever we're doing anything with the district. And Toastmasters tells us we're going to get Newfoundland next year in our district, which will give us 3 time zones. They're a half an hour later than we are here in Nova Scotia. So that's going to be even more interesting. Okay. I mentioned about incentives, and someone in the introductions talked about Talk Up Toastmasters starting on Wednesday. We have an incentive in our district that is, we know that for small clubs in particular, the idea of bringing in 5 new members in a 2-month period is like, you've got to be kidding me. We haven't brought in 5 new members all year, and you want us to bring in 5 members in 2 months? They just feel it's beyond what they can do, so they don't even bother to try. We have an incentive for, if you bring in 1 or 2 new members, you go into a draw for, I forget what the incentive is right now. It's around $100 or the equivalent of. And if you get 3 or 4, it's a different draw, and 5+, then it's even more. That allows all clubs to have an opportunity to win an incentive by participating in it. Does anyone know, it was mentioned about a big prize, so I guess I can't ask really what the incentive is for District 56 because it's a surprise. Cheryl, do you have?
Well, just getting ready to say, we're just getting ready to wrap up, but Elizabeth Ruiz, our club growth director, sent out the incentives, I believe, a week ago. So everyone should have it in their emails. Of course, her team can give us more details, and obviously this is on the website. But
Yeah.
we're about a minute out, Heather.
Yeah, and so I just want to say that, you know, it can be done. These are number of new members as of the end of January, or so, you know, and this is percentage. So pre-COVID, 16.9% had 10+ new members. That's, you know, amazing. It's at 10.9, but you can see that that's gone up a lot from the last 2 years. So it's going in the right direction. There are many fewer clubs that have had no new members during this period. So things are moving in the right direction. And you should take comfort in that. I think things are starting to stabilize. This is an example of a club in my district that has made presidents or select since at least 2005. But one of the things that I want you to notice here is that in many of the years, it's not like they've had a couple of years where they had a lot of new members, but in a lot of years, they just had the 8, or sometimes they didn't even make that second one with 7, but they retain members. Okay, you've got clubs that bring in a lot, but their membership number doesn't change. And in the workbook, you'll see some examples of other ones that are like that. We're not going to go through those now, but if you retain the members, you don't have to recruit as many. Okay, quickly, any questions?
Please unmute yourself and ask Heather any questions you may have.
Heather, this is David. If you had to get 5 new members in the next 2 months, what would you do?
Beg. You know, I mean, make sure your website, we didn't really talk about website, but make sure you've got a strong website. we used to get most of our guests and new members in through our website. And then we made a change to our website and suddenly it disappeared when people were searching for it. And we've been gradually working at trying to get it back into showing up with the search. But if you've got the strong website, if you're consistent with your social media, but encourage people to ask people they know. Think of the example I gave you with my club with the open house last week. You know, that's really a big way of doing it. And Pamela says, beef up the social media posts, take photos, and yeah. So you just, it's a matter of being consistent. It does not happen overnight, but as long as you're consistently doing it, you'll find that you're starting to get some traction from it.
Awesome. Hey, can I go ahead and jump in here, Heather? Hey, Heather, thank you. Let me applaud you for all of the nuggets you provided to us tonight. Being mindful of the time, here's what we're saying. You got the 5 W's, what we call in the military, the 5 W's, the what, the when, the why, the how, and the who. Many of us are not creative, not on social media. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but it does mean you're responsible for getting the tools and bringing those tools back to your home club. If you don't remember anything else, commitment will get you to the starting line, but only consistency will get you to the finish line. That is all that we have. You have the tool that's available in the chat, as well as all of the links to District 56 incentives. Back to you, Zinnia.
Let's give Heather and Cheryl a round of applause. Such great information that we can all use. Heather, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if people, Cheryl and others of you have the PowerPoint, and feel free to share that if people, because it has more of the detail in it. So if anyone that wants that, contact your club growth team and get it from them.
We are certain that the PowerPoint, the handout, this recording will be on the shared Google Drive. I have shared the link to our Marketing Mondays Google Drive. I have also entered, and Pam did also enter the link to the club incentives. Key, the deadline for Get to Know You Me Tag, my Toastmaster journey is February 1st. Talk Up Toastmasters, we know what it is. Another incentive, open house challenge it's due 31st of March, and March Madness, member renewal challenge, that's due on March 15th. We like to start on time and end on time, and we're very close to ending on time. It is 8:33. I hope you enjoyed and got some great information that you can take to your club. Very important, consistency. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.